It's Thursday. No, it's Friday, technically, but today was Thursday. I went to work at my job, which is Poms Tea House and Sandwicheria in Orlando. It's great if you've never been. It's actually funny. That's where I met. That's where I met Mike, actually. And so here's this table. And I remember they were just all talking about something. And I remember seeing Mike at the table and being like, this is a cute guy. Oh, and he's a nerd. Ooh. Cap and Eleanor and Brandon and Mike would come in a lot. Cap mostly. Cap was seriously like in Pom Poms all the time. And I'd be like, oh, where you going, Cap? And he's like, oh, I'm just recording some nerdy show later with Mike. And I'd say, oh, you should give him this tea from me. Like, ooh. Tell him it's from Miriam and Pom Poms. Like, oh, so I'm gonna win him over. I'm gonna win his heart with tea. And then Cap was doing this movie project thing with his friend, and the girl who was in it, in this like music video thing, she couldn't do it, and so Cap was like, oh, would you do it? And I was like, all right, sure. My favorite parts of shooting the video were when we went back to Cap's house, and who's there? Mike. He was upstairs with Eleanor, and they were watching Degrassi. I went upstairs, and I sat on the bed, and I scooched as close as I could. I was like, hey. Oh, I'm so cold. I don't know why. And I nonchalantly was like, well, we should hang out. I'm not good at winking. I was like, we should hang out. I'm just not even gonna try. And so I'm like, we're gonna do this thing on Friday, right? And he's like, yeah, I'm so excited. He shows up to pick me up from my work with another girl. And I was like, are you retarded? Like, do you not get that we were going to go on a date? This must seem really strange to her, too. So, he gave me a ride home, which was completely out of the way of where he was going. He had like he had something Pokemon in his car. And I said, oh my God, I remember in high school, I had this like TV VCR combo thing, and I had it right next to my bed. And I had it tuned to the channel and the exact moment that the Pokemon theme song started. And I had it really loud, and my room was like pitch black. So it'd be like 6:30 in the morning, and it was like, I wanna be the bear, and you'd like wake up like, Pokemon! I gotta watch Pokemon! And I was just like lay there like a zombie. What are Ash and Misty and Brock up to today? Or you're talking about that, and he's like, oh my God, I did the same thing, except my mom would have pancakes. And I was like, oh, how cool. He would come and pick me up from my job, and we'd ride around in his nerd van, and I had to go to hang out with him at work at a comic shop. So this is the memorial t-shirt, and the coolest part is the back. Pretty freaking amazing. There's this magazine called Watermark. So Watermark's advertising was always a bit more risque than the Orlando Weekly. So the picture for a comic shop in the Watermark in the back in the like advertising section was Mike just butt naked. Completely naked on like a pile of Nintendos. like a thing in his mouth. It's just like right above, like right over his junk. It was, and I would find it on the page and be like, this is my boyfriend right here. Right there. Like on the other side of that Nintendo console that's my guy. It was a good time. Yeah, I guess the part that made me really sad was when I got home and I went on Facebook, and one of the Protomen put this link up, And I don't know if you guys know who the Protomen are, but they're amazing. They're incredible. So there's this video of this fake Protomen and their like newest album called The Pokemen, where now they're not singing about Mega Man, they're singing about Pokemon. And it is the funniest thing. And it made me, I like laughed and then instantaneously died. Because Protomen were Mike's favorite band. It's just really strange that there's like this video now of his favorite band, mockumentary of them singing about his favorite video game franchise, which was Pokemon. His like favorite thing ever is Pokemon. And yet, he's not around to see it. I go, what? How is that even fair? And then, like, the week after Mike dies, the Adventure Time comic comes out. What the? It's just so crazy to even comprehend. The world is a really weird place. But I guess I have to think that everything that reminds me of my friend is good. You can't ever forget something if you're reminded about it all the time. It's like constantly in your face. Hey, Pokemon, like Mike, oh my god, it's like everywhere. It's around you all the time. And it's impossible for it not to be because you liked the same things as the person and shared in like a lot of stuff with them. But the Protomen thing really got me. Sometimes I don't know what I'm saying. Most of the time I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just rambling because I think about things a lot. There's like a lot of, no, this is the symbol for insanity. There's a lot of thinking going on in this mind. That's the symbol for thinking. Not this one. This one. There's a lot of thinking that goes on in there. And sometimes I let it ravel me up and take over my brain. When I made the first video, I really wasn't sure how anybody would take it because I'm not a writer. I can't write. I'm not a musician, although I own instruments. I played clarinet in band in middle school. I own a guitar. It doesn't have strings. I mean, I'm not musically inclined. It's just not my bag. I'm not an artist. I don't paint. I don't draw. I mean, stick figures. I'm really good at stick figures. Like, really good. So I only have one thing I can do. Talk to myself. Well, and maybe if there's someone out there watching me, that I'm talking to you. I'm just not really used to it. Yeah, that's about it, I guess. Today was a better day. I think they're getting better. Well, no, that's a lie. Well, yeah, okay, so now I'm just staring at myself.